What's up, family? We are right here having a discussion about the OGs and the Wi-Fi kids. Now, you're yet to see who the OG is here and who the Wi-Fi kid is.
Let them first take a guess.
First take a guess. Who is the Wi-Fi kid? Guess in the comment section. Guess in the comment section. My name is MC Benji, the Vibe Zanka, and I have this guy right here.
Marcus.
And of course, Gaga.
And of course, Gaga. Gaga Sibich Tambala.
Gaga. First make it clear, like who are the Wi-Fi kids and who are the
Now you see the Wi-Fi kids. Now talk about the era of the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi has just come in existence. It hasn't been there really long, and that means, let's say the Wi-Fi kids are the Gen Zs.
You can't compare a Wi-Fi era with the people who used infrared to share internet.
Huh?
Gaga.
Gaga. Does Gaga know what infrared is? Infrared. Let me tell you one thing I know about infrared. Are lights. Yeah. I've been reading. They say infrared lights. Lights.
You know
and how does somebody share internet through infrared lights?
Do you know music was shared via infrared? Yeah, because you're saying you're the Wi-Fi people, but internet started during the era of the millennials. So.
No, we're not saying internet as a whole. Internet might have existed even before Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So we are wondering. We're just comparing generations.
Okay.
Yeah, but Gaga ngabo mulaba wuyo yale medo kutegera what infrared is. But she's looking good in a chitambala, and that's a bit of fashion. Yeah. You're also looking good in your baggy jeans and maybe the jacket like that.
Michael Jackson style.
Who you're the millennial here.
Yeah.
Who ruined fashion? Gen Zs, millennials. If we are to compare, there are baggy jeans, there are skinny jeans, and there are also the sweatpants and all that. Who ruined fashion?
I think when it gets to fashion, it's just a circle. We're just going back. You know, like
what really existed already.
Bell bottoms, those were baggy things. Our parents used to put on clothes which never used to fit them because...
You know, last time I was at work and I wore a shirt my mom wore in the 90s.
You get...
How did you know she wore it in the 90s?
She told
I got it out of her campus clothes, like the suitcase where she keeps her university clothes.
Oyambane mama.
No, back then.
Ochitegedde edda yali size yange. So engoye zonna kati zayambala and they're all classy and beautiful.
You see, we're saying we're really being innovative in fashion right now, but when you even look back, if you're wearing whatever we're wearing has already existed. You see, if you're wearing baggy pants, they've already been there. The bell bottoms have already been there. Skinny jeans, you can only imagine. I saw a picture of Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon wearing skinny jeans.
Those were not skinny jeans. They were leggings.
They were leggings.
Leggings are different from skinny jeans. Leggings are like on the skin like this.
They used to wear
like an inner thing they used to put on. Never take a go to this.
So what you mean is we are not innovative enough to get new things on board.
I think life is just a circle. It goes on. And my mom told me one thing. These baggy pants, they never really wished to put on baggy clothes. But they were so disadvantaged that the clothes are big. They have no option.
One thing I remember, one thing that made my life hard during high school is when they gave us uniforms. They give you a uniform, you wear like, you put it in one leg. You're supposed to put in like 2 legs for it to fit very well. And we found a very big problem with that. Yeah. But things changed later on when we left high school that now you can't actually make me wear something small. Because I got uniforms, I cut them to make them, you know, like piped, kachupa and all that. But now you can't even make me wear it.
Now let me give you a story about my school days. Why I put on baggies up to this time is I didn't reduce my pants. When they gave it to me in Form 1, I put it on all the way till Form 4.
Can't relate.
So even right now, I find it's more air freshening.
But you guys, the millennials, you set up the fashion trends and all that. But you've lived in both generations. Who dressed better?
That is a rich.
Eh?
That is a rich. What do you mean he has lived in?
Bro, let me tell you, millennials have lived in, like they are living among us, but they lived even before for us.
We are even living with the general fans.
So who dressed better?
I think everything had its time. I remember when we were growing up, Supras were the ish.
The shoes.
Yeah, Vans were that thing. So, but then you get to find that there are also generation that shoes. I think it's not about us. It's about the label, how it maintains its relevance. Let's say like the Jordans. They have lived since Mike's time.
But
they're still going on up to now.
Yeah.
So I think it goes back to the brand itself. How does it sustain itself?
Gaga, you are a Wi-Fi kid. Do you agree that these guys actually dress better than us, or we're dressing better than them?
I would want to be born in the Gen Z era, today, tomorrow, and 5 times on Sunday.
Yeah, man.
You would want to be born in the Gen Z era.
Do you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Who
give
the
you a
heck
scenario.
wants to live in those days?
A lot of things back then were so original. There are a lot of copies today. So like,
but there are also original things. There are things that are happening that
like,
never existed before.
Before China came into the sequence, people really used to we used to put on original things.
So China, it ain't very original.
Katisawas, you know, Osanga, there's a shirt you were putting on the other time.
Which one?
Belly one.
Burberry's.
What name was on your shirt?
Burberry's.
No, what name was on your shirt?
Let me tell you. Okay, yes, we agree. We agree that people can like make copies out of, like, you know, brands and all that. But don't just say China, because even Ugandans make copies out of these things. It happens everywhere in the world.
No, China is just the saying, like, China, this is original.
But you know that someone can wear something and you wouldn't be able to tell that it's fake.
Yes,
exactly. But then at the end of it all, you don't dress for others. Inside yourself.
What do you mean? Yeah. I dress for others.
No, I dress to look good.
I dress for perception.
Yeah, perception, yes. But do you take every person's perception?
Okay, wait, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were dressing up and you knew nobody was going to see you, would you actually care?
Me, I would even walk naked.
No,
because I don't know what's saying me. It's me.
Would you actually care if you were dressing up? Let's give a scenario like in the whole world or in the whole Uganda, remove a cupboard and there is no one to see you. Would you still care enough to dress nice?
I would care. Do you know why? Fashion is a lifestyle that you choose to do.
I don't think so.
Then how
I think both things can be true. I think everyone dresses for themselves, but also for perception. There is a reason wabogenda out nga waliwo same. No wabo bado inachayagala okwambala ngolaba something it looks good in your eyes, but then you're like, I don't know if people will actually.
That's why you see sometimes you even ask people around you, how does it look on me?
Exactly.
Let me take you back to the song which was released during the millennial time. I would say like Mirrors. Mirrors on the wall.
It's like
yeah, you.
Which one?
It's
like you're my mirror.
Yeah, are you the man who is in the reflection? If you can't be the man who is in the reflection, then you care more about the people outside.
Like, are you talking about a different song?
First
answer me, which song?
There is that one for Lil Wayne,
and the one for
Bruno Mars, and there is one for.
How about the one? Did Michael Jackson sing a song about?
Yeah, he also has. Yeah.
I'm speaking to the man in the mirror.
Focus.
Oh, now let's say you see Gaga who is saying she wouldn't care.
Yes.
If people weren't looking at her, these are the people you find a solemn night dress, yeah, Louis Vuitton. I think I'll be like.
Hey, no, but cutting now.
No, I'm telling you the truth. If no one was going to see me outside, I actually would not care.
That's why
I wouldn't.
You people who say you sleep in night dresses, nobody sees me in my home. My boku is my night dress.
Yeah, but which brand is it?
I don't even know that.
Who actually cares about the brand of a night dress?
That's why people who wear bokus that are branded, that they're having over Calvin Klein's or something like that, they're the people you find wearing pants, and the pants are here, and they pull their
because they
bokus
want people to see them.
No.
That is what I'm talking about. It's
I think it's two-way. It's two-way.
They want people want those guys. They wear them up here.
Why else are you righteous about balance to palizo?
It's two-way. That's what I'll tell you is you find someone who cuts his hair neat, and me who has my locks. You find that society is judging us differently. But then I don't have the looks to be judged by the society. I have the looks because I have my own motives as a person. So I don't care what the other person is going to say. That's why I told you fashion is a lifestyle.
But you see,
in your lifestyle, when you're home, you don't prefer. Okay, let me give you another scenario. You see, there are men, when they're going to even propose to a lady and he's putting on his Jordans, he does not kneel. Ajijam, so that it doesn't.
Let me ask you as well. These guys may not have been there when we were having this conversation earlier. Do you remember when this hair was growing?
Yeah.
You asked me, does it look good on me? And I told you it
no,
does.
because you used to call it what?
Maggots. Because when
Okay, but why did you care that he called it
Yeah,
that? If
huh?
you're doing it for yourself, you wouldn't
No.
have asked for his opinion then.
No, the way he was saying it felt like
You don't care, so don't actually care. Just do it regardless.
Auntie, that's why
If
that's
that is
why
your
I
argument,
still
then.
have it.
that is
No, but
why
that's the thing. Like, you don't have to get anyone's opinion if you feel like, you know, I'm doing this for myself. Actually, don't give an effort what you guys are thinking. Do you know what I'm saying? So then
Anyway.
you're contradicting yourself if you're actually asking for people's opinion sometimes.
it's
Do you know what
okay.
I'm saying?
I've always
that was brought about because he was oversaying that one.
So yes, one time we were in air, me and Ayo Marcus, Gaga, you were not on that show, and then somebody called, and they're from Ayo Marcus's home area. And Ayo Marcus was jazzing me about his childhood and all that, what happened all through. But now, do you guys think, okay, let's compare generations, the millennials and the Gen Zs, from where we grew back from, like in the village and all that, which generation would strive better if you went back to your childhood? If you went back to your childhood, like to both childhoods, which generation? Is it the Gen Zs or the millennials? Which one would, you know, like
What exactly
thrive
are you
better?
asking?
Okay, like this the ways of living.
Ways of living.
As a millennial and a Gen Z. Yeah.
Like,
it's
if I'm comparing,
compare your childhood.
Okay.
if that is the same childhood I would have in the millennial
Yeah.
thingy. So what
How
is
the
question?
millennials lived
And how
the
Gen Zs live as children.
Children.
Who would strive better in life?
Honestly, I don't think Chamaga Lokuleta until no, I went with the way Basa for Ringanyo, but this is the thing. Your parents decide, or your parents' way of living is what extremely shapes how you grow up. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even now in the Gen Z era, if you're growing up from a broke kind of situation, or when you're kind of striving to make ends meet, olieza lokulanaga kale bwetu twali edda nenga bamuzaala dda okitege bamuzaala in millennial years, but now to Gen Z years, so the situation is kind of this. You look at somebody and you're like, oh, this guy is actually going through it, and this is how I was living back then. So I feel like that I can't actually answer, because I feel like my life has been sort of impacted with how my parents brought me up and how they had
Somebody,
around
I was
them,
I was having a conversation with Neka, and Neka said something that, you see, the millennials were battle hardened and they can go through any situation and all that.
Even us, it's not only to them. Even us, wale abantu amunga bakuze, they're hard on them and life has been tough on them. So you can't actually compare that when it comes to like upbringing and stuff, because it's like it could happen both ways. Wale abantu die millennial years that never actually suffered at all.
Me, what I would say is there are different ways of how people lived. You understand? In this modern era, there are a lot of demands. There are things you need. Like, let's say anyone born in the Gen Z era needs a phone. You understand? And the phone has robbed a lot of time from the Gen Zs compared to the millennials, whereby we used to make cars out of wires. We used to play.
That is what you had.
That time, I'm just showing you, comparing the two times. We used to play with we would go and play verse, let's say Chiwatule versus Nadia, like a village. And another thing is, Gen Zs have grown so much onto TV technology that even moving is limited. Me, growing up, you knew someone who were 10 houses away on your right,
and
10 houses on your left, front and back. Like, you really knew the community. You knew this is Benji stays there. They also, at Benji's home, they knew you.
And I think people just got busy, bro. People got busy.
No, that's the time.
No, here's the thing, like, for me, I don't think there's even a comparison to be had, because it's like, if you're saying that is how you lived then, because that is what was there.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is, tebyaliwo, but I feel these things have also robbed its childhood from some people. Can't you say
that, because you're trying to say the phone has robbed that and all that, but can't you also look at the advantage of it, that it has given us a dimension of the world that we didn't imagine back then? You even know what is happening all over the world. You see what's going on in where whatsoever.
Like the way Gaga is saying that it doesn't mean when the phones were not there, there was no medium of information.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
every 5 p.m. you would be in a compound of your best friend's home, and his father is listening to, like, let's say BBC. and BBC is giving you news which is coming from everywhere.
Why do I have to go to my friend's home so that I get to know what's happening?
No, you're
in the
not
world?
there to see what's happening.
Hey.
I said you're just playing, and their dad is there. You remember, for us, you'd go and play with those kids even when their parents are there because they know you. You commit a crime, they first punish you from there. They take you to your home. They report again.
What if you just give birth now and maybe your child started to grow? What is the easiest, or what sort of punishment would you give them if they did wrong?
The easiest punishment, okay, I wouldn't go to the punishment part of it,
yes,
because that's one thing I never liked in my childhood. But I would say I'll keep a phone away from my child until he clocks like 10.
That's a punishment. That's a punishment, right? I grew
1 to 10 years. You find like a 2-year-old kid with a tablet and is spending over 12 hours on screen. I was at the
and the millennial parents.
And that's what they think it's cool. Well, okay, yeah, what Gaga said, that I support what Gaga said. Some parents are raising their kids by giving them what they lacked.
Yeah.
But not thinking about how could it affect them.
I don't think there is that much of an impact, honestly. You just have to monitor what your child says on their phone. These days, things can be easily set. You can restrict a few stuff. You can basically control whatever the child is saying if you feel like they aren't ready to have a phone. You don't exactly have to take it away completely because they need it as well. These days, when it comes to education and stuff, that is necessary. So at the end of the day, wesanga nga omwana ogenda kolachi kujimuwa n'obanga gwe sicho oyagala. But what you have to do, I think it comes down to you as a parent and how attentive you are to your child. Because it's like, then if you give them a tablet, the child is like what, 5. Talina kubanga solo genda ku YouTube na malaga searching. There are kids accounts. That's what I'm saying. You have to be very attentive. You don't
have to deny
phone is not the issue.
Okay, my point is not like I said the phone. My point is not the content the kid is watching. But you remember, this is a developing brain. That's why you're going to find that me, when I was growing up, like, it was very hard to find people with specs maybe in our classrooms. Yeah, but okay, that will be a very serious case. You find minimal, like few people with specs. But then right now you find that screen time to a developing child, when the kid cries, all they do, tablet. You understand? But for us, you'd go ride a bike, get wounds.
We also still ride bikes and get wounds.
Get wounds.
I broke my teeth.
And now, like the era, everyone wants to build like a fence around themselves, keep people out, and you being able to be around many people.
Hey, Mama, because I want my kids to play, I
shouldn't
ignore all kinds of safety precautions just because I want my kids to play.
No, it's evident today. Bro, it's evident today. Like today, you find someone has spent 4 years on an apartment, but knows one person on the apartment.
It's really evident. Anyways, that's evident. But still, me, the reason I would give for not knowing all my neighbors is I'm always a busy guy. I'm home, work, home, home, work.
Yeah, I understand that. But then, you find that there are also kids who stay home, and their parents are also denying them the opportunity to get along with these people. You may not say that he should go and play in the neighbor's house, but there's like a fence where cars park, and during the day those cars are not there. Why can those kids like develop their bond? Because me right now, I have many of my childhood friends because of that bond we had. Even now,
you played Kakebe.
Yeah, the friendship is still evident.
You see, the only way I remember my days of Kakebe, of Kakebe, I remember there's a song of Chameleon, Chipepeo. So we had a guy in our village who was called Mayengo. We used to sing Mayengo. Ay, Mayengo, wasira idi. Now, say if Mayengo hears you sing, he's going to come and chase you all over the place. So that's how I actually remember those days. But you're talking about that also. It draws me back to the kind of music we consume and the kind of music people used to consume those days. Yeah. So, is music getting better than it was in your days as a millennial? That the music you grew up listening to, was it better than the music me and Gaga listening to? Or that the music is that is being produced of late?
I think society, like music, should be a reflection of society. Like people, what they're singing about right now is a typical reflection of what's happening today. But back then, people used to also invest a lot of time to see what's happening in society. When you hear a song by Maurice Kidder which goes, bagala lina genda okole.
They want to have a go worker.
Yeah, like I think that time he was trying to talk about things that like the way also other people came up with songs like Ataina Senteta Fumitalindazi. But the beauty about that, it's still evident today. Yeah. Like
for me, what I think is that music nowadays, the music we have now, is better in it, and at the aspect of production, music videos and stuff. The only thing I would credit millennial music for is pen and lyricism and the lyrics they were putting down.
I would disagree with that.
Do you think the generation cares about that lyrics? That
you know why?
That is what I'm saying. Like, we do not
do you
care.
know why I would
actually
disagree with that? I want to see all the hardest videos you get, like Thriller. Thriller, Michael Jackson revolutionized. That's a grassroots of the millennials changing the whole dynamic of how music videos were being shot.
Okay, now talk about Uganda and how music videos were shot.
Let's
back
compare
in
to
your
what
day.
is close to us.
Let's compare with what is close to us.
Okay.
Do you know how horrible those music videos were?
No, I wouldn't say how horrible the music, how the music was, because that goes back to other things. There are many factors to that. You get. There are people who shot good music videos.
No.
There are also people who recorded bad songs. Like, you can't compare Maddox's songs that were recorded during that time with some of the songs which were recorded here. You cannot compare Steve Jean's works with some of the producers who are producing today. When you say producing, right now we have few people who arrange music in a way the way they used, because those guys were living by the book how music should be.
Okay. So production, you want to nullify the fact that, okay, we are saying, Gaga said production right now, or music these days is actually better than the music them days.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's not even the music. Sometimes it's the gear which has been amplified.
The production gear.
You find the speakers you're listening to the songs to are the ones which are.
But now we are saying that the production gear these days.
But you can't beat any analog music. Digital can't beat analog music. Most of the music which was recorded live.
Now, me, I don't have any much knowledge when it comes to people going in the studio and cooking, but I can only base on what I perceive in my ears.
If you listen to all the songs, comparing, you know, the songs in the early 2000s or maybe in the late 1990s, because I know you've listened to them, I have listened to them too. If you're to compare them with the music that is produced these days,
I've told you this music for me sounds better for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just credit the fact that there were some areas where they are better when it comes to, because let's listen to the music Radio and Visual were producing not so long ago, say in the 2010s. Yeah, that's also
that's millennial era now.
So it's like that music.
2010 is not millennial era. We were already born. We already existed.
I mean, that's the Gen Z era.
Yes.
Yeah, we're already in the Gen Z era.
Okay, Kati, I can't compare with that then. But it's just like the music before that. I have watched videos of 19-something that were made by Ugandan artists, and they were so bad. That's why I say right now, when you're looking at how videographers are doing and stuff, I think it's just better the way they package their music. You know, trash. Someone will sit and actually watch that video.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
When
so there is something.
This, I'll really go on our side. Let's say the Gen Z era had better technology. Has better technology than the other time, because it's just a projection. Things go on advancing over time. So it's very hard to compare cameras that have been released today. People are using like red.
But that
is not to the level of what it looks like
if
now.
Don't compare the whites with, also compare their music with their industry. Let's say their songs that time and their songs back then.
Now you're saying the generation has more technology right now. Do you
and it's better.
Do you think we are more witty than the millennials? Do you think that Gen Zs are more witty? Okay, more knowledgeable. Easier terms.
More knowledgeable in what aspect?
Like, why is that we're diverse? Like, we think out of the box. We try this and that.
Okay, one thing I would really applaud the Gen Zs is they don't live with apparent fear. They're so bold. You understand? And also, like, their parents have there are many parents who wanted to be musicians, but they couldn't because of the background and family. So you find they let their kids live their dreams. So that's why you find there's that openness with them. Like a chat to them, let's pass it on to these other guys. So I feel you guys are more witty.
Okay. Yeah, we're more witty.
Yeah,
exactly. So you had it right. You had it right. We're talking about the OGs and the Wi-Fi kids. The conversation is going. We're going to be bringing more episodes right today. It's me, Meiji, MC, alongside Ayo Marcus and Owaka Tambala.
Gaga
Gray.